Do you want to talk about another team that's having a little bit of stadium troubles?
Yeah, which is also a very hot team right now.
Yeah, so there's a team on the come up. The
Mm-hmm.
Chicago Bears. It sounds like they could maybe be moving to Northwest Indiana.
Gary, Indiana. Let's go to Gary, Indiana.
There's no real news on it yet, but the Chicago Bears say that they are willing to explore a move to Northwest Indiana. The football team has been planning a new stadium in Arlington Heights, Illinois, but in a letter to fans Wednesday, Bears president and CEO Kevin warns that the team hasn't been getting the help it wants from the Illinois legislature, aka they want you, the Chicago Bears fan, to pay some moolah.
Yeah,
Now
we
it
don't
wants
want to
to
pay for it.
expand its search to other locations. Indiana State Representative Earl Harris Jr. has been long pushing for a major sports team to move to Northwest Indiana and recently authored a law that created a commission to help attract one, much like the one we just talked about with Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
He says that there are a few potential sites. There's something called in Gary called the Hard Rock Casino. The convention center, which will be going up near Hard Rock, there's also space there. He said that there may be some lakefront space available. Some that could be potentially closer to the Bears' current home at Soldier Field than at Arlington Heights Stadium. Harris notes that the Northwest Indiana has easy access to highways, South Shore Line, and the Gary Chicago Airport. So people that live in Chicago, people that live in Illinois, they're thinking about, oh, this is another state. It's really not that far away.
Yeah, Pat McAfee show explained it. Technically, they're new. If they were to be in the Gary, any of the stadiums in Indiana, would be closer to Chicago than the one being built in Illinois.
They also said that they'd be totally willing to keep the Chicago Bears name even if they move out of the state because they cited the reference of the New York Giants and New York Jets play in New Jersey.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, I think between these two relocations, one, Kansas City's already relocated. They were the Dallas Chiefs first before they were Kansas City. I believe they were in Texas first. Well, they were called the Texas,
time, but
before any of our times. But for Chicago to lose a franchise, I think that is historic. Like that is like even if they keep the name, for it to be moved to Indiana, like that's insane to me. Like I would have, like you're talking about like a pivotal, like one of the founding NFL teams, I believe so.
In the first Super Bowl.
Yep. Yeah, like literally, like hell, Chicago's had two teams since then.
Oh, are we talking about the Bears or the Chiefs?
Bears. The Bears
okay,
were
the Chiefs were in the first Super Bowl. The Bears, they won in 1985. I don't know if they've won another, but
the first Super Bowl doesn't count as the NFL starting.
Right. So then we're talking about NFL championships.
Yeah. And I think the Bears are one of the founding teams in the
they started playing like 1908 or something.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's the more damning thing. Like if they move, I'll be shocked. Kansas City moving, big whoop. Like this team has already moved before in its lifetime. Like that's not historic to me. So good for the Bears. I mean, but it's also like any type of Chicago. Like in all honesty, Jerry Reinsdorf has pissed away the Bulls and the Chicago White Sox. Same thing.
The Blackhawks are in desperate need for good PR after the whole Quenneville sexual assault stuff.
Bro, it's every Chicago team, like even relatively, like only the Cubs are the only thing keeping that like city alive.
And the Cubs kind of suck.
Yeah. Like most of the like, dude, you're talking about what, the third largest city in America?
I think it's like it's definitely in like the top 5 markets as far as, you know.
Yeah. It's literally, I think it's the number 3 biggest market because not only on population, but also just like sports media in general too. And it's like, it's just funny how low-key mediocre most Chicago sports has been for a very long time. Outside of the Cubs winning the World Series in 16, like the Bulls haven't been jack shit since
the Blackhawks had a little bit of a dynasty in the early 10s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that and the Bulls when they had Derrick Rose before his knee gave out. I mean, the Bears were decent with Jay Cutler. Technically, they were a game away from the Super Bowl.
They went to an NFC Championship game. I think in 2010 they lost to the Packers.
Yeah, BJ Raji pick 6 out of all players. But No, I think since the 2010s, since the mid 2010s, I think all of Chicago has been mediocre at best. For a like LA has won a Super Bowl since then. Like that's insane. And I thought forever that that would never happen. And I just think that it's an NFL staple franchise, and Chicago's being what Chicago does best, being cheap. To be quite honest with you, because that's like most of its sports management out there. Jerry
So
Ryan.
I have a story on Chicago cheapness if you want it.
Go ahead.
So spring 2024, my spring break, I fly out to Phoenix, Arizona to do some spring training, have some fun. And out there in Phoenix, the spring training, all the NL West Coast teams kind of hang out down there, NLAL teams, and they do their Cactus League and whatnot. So there's a story. There's one of the towns. I don't think it's Tempe. I think there's one of the other surrounding little towns in Phoenix. The Cubs play there, or they played there, and they want a new stadium. The city was like, nope, the one you have now is fine. Like it was within like the last 15 years, like solid. And the Cubs were pissing and moaning, oh, well, no, we want a new stadium. We want a new stadium. We want a new stadium. And they were so cheap about it. They're not cheap, but they were such bitches about it. They wanted taxpayers to pay for it, the whole 9 yards. That they go ahead and move uptown. And the MLB is like, well, shit, we have this totally fine stadium. Hey, Athletics, you want a new stadium? And the Athletics just take it. But yeah, there's a story about Chicago Cubs cheapness.
I mean, it's just in general. Like Jerry Reinsdorf has pissed away the Bulls and the White Sox in his lifetime. But I don't know. I just think it's funny how big of a franchise Chicago is as a whole and how mediocre they have been for since probably 2014.
Yeah. But, all right.